Obviously, we know Candace got injured at the beginning of that game, and I know she's being evaluated today. Do you know or have any idea as far as the extent of what could potentially be that injury?
I do not. I'm hoping to know soon.
Yeah.
But you know, for Candace, like the most important thing is regardless of the level of injury or whether she misses 2 days or 2 weeks or whatever the final decision is. Yeah, that she's just healthy and feeling good when she comes back. The fortunate part about the roster that Penny has put together is that we don't have to rely on just one
Right.
person, and that there will be times when there is an injury or something you just didn't plan for. We have the depth, in particular in the front court, to be able to withstand that.
Yeah.
So there are no excuses for us as we prepare to open up in Las Vegas. We got to be ready to play.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to give us, any pity because one of our players may or may not be out.
And talk about your choices as far as the starting lineup that you used for that game.
Yeah, well, we wanted to, obviously, against Brittany, we wanted to have some size out there to start. And in the event there were a couple quick fouls, which there were for
Yeah.
Rachel Holloway, we could have Shanae or someone to come off the bench that could then kind of be not as worried about foul trouble. And so we kind of wanted to start that way. Alexis and Sydney both are comfortable handling the basketball as well as shooting the basketball. And we wanted to have some shooting next to Candace and NECA up front, which we think is going to be, important as we move into the season. But we also had Kalani out and Maria, just arrived a few days ago. So had both of them been available, we probably would have started one of them up front in the middle next to Candace and NECA.
So you said you're trying to ease Kalani into it slowly. Can we expect to see her play at all during the last two preseason games?
I wish we had two more preseason games. We only have one.
Oh, one.
Yeah, I wish we did have another one. But no, actually, we're planning. We're trying to figure it out. But both Marina and Kalani have graduations
Okay.
that we feel like are important for them to attend. So we're trying to figure out, if they can be available Friday. But the graduation is going to take priority over
Yeah.
playing in the preseason game.
Right.
They've worked hard to earn their degrees, and they deserve that opportunity. So if they're not there Friday, that'll be the reason why.
And then just wanted to ask you about Ashley Walker and the performance she had on Saturday. Gave her a good opportunity to show what she can do. What did you see in her?
Yeah, it's interesting, man. Being a professional is not always easy because sometimes you're not sure if you're going to get an opportunity, and if you do, you're not sure when that's going to be. And so all of a sudden, 3 minutes into the game, Candace goes out, and boom, your number
Yeah.
gets called, and it's a great sign for a player that can come right into the game and have an impact. And she did a little bit of everything, and that's the type of player you want to have on your roster that is just ready when her number's called, and she can go out there and get it done for you. She was active defensively. She made some good plays offensively. So she's done well. Candace herself, has said that you don't get a second time to make a first impression.
Right.
And so Ashley's first impression was pretty darn good.
And then I did want to ask you about Sydney and Carly. You gave them a fair amount of minutes on Saturday,
Yeah.
probably the most we've seen them play in a while. What do you expect to see from them before going ahead and finalizing the rest of your roster?
Yeah, I think they both, deserve the opportunity to get out there and compete. They work hard every day, and and when we ask our players to come in and commit themselves to doing the things we ask them to do, putting the time in, putting the hours in, both of those players do it. And so to me, they deserve a chance to
Yeah.
go out there and compete. Sydney's carried herself very well. She has good size. She shoots the ball well. She's also a ball handler, decision maker. And you can't have too many of those. You saw in Phoenix, they got up with the two little guards. They tried to pressure us full court, and it was good to have Sydney's ball handling ability out there to combat that. And then Carly's a person that was undrafted last year and came in and earned her spot. And this year, our roster is pretty deep, and she's competing for a spot. And we're not surprised at what she's doing on a daily basis. She's shooting the ball well, which we know she can do. She's improved in terms of her decision making with the basketball and feeling comfortable with it. And then defensively, I think she had 5 rebounds the other night. Like, she does a little bit of everything. And so it's going to be difficult, when we really get down to our final 11 or 12 player roster. But both Sydney and Carly, they've done everything that they can do to give themselves a chance. And then it'll kind of come down to a numbers game at that time.
Are you putting any emphasis on three-pointers?
Um,
I think you had, what was it,
We shot
11?
50%.
Yeah, we were 11 for 22. We shot it well. I mean, we have good shooters. So, I think more so than emphasizing we have to shoot threes, if we're creating quality shot opportunities for people that shoot the ball well, we should shoot the three better and more often. Some of that is playing with more pace, and that's where we have to really grow, is being able to kind of sustain a level of intensity and pace in our game that also can create good open shots for three-point shooters. We don't want to settle for them,
Right.
because we have one of the deepest and best front lines the league has ever seen. So we don't want to be standing out here from 27 feet jacking it up every possession when we got some pretty good players in the paint. So we'll have to kind of find
Yeah.
that balance at nights. But having people that can shoot the three is definitely a good thing.